How's everyone doing? Today I have a pretty massive 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray collection update. If you've seen any of these, definitely let me know what you think of them and let me know which one of these is your favorite as well. And let me know what your favorite 4K Ultra HD release is. There are some really awesome ones out there, and they keep releasing more really great ones. For a while, I was a little worried that it wouldn't catch on, and it definitely has. It's been around now for years. And some people are still a little wary about it. Some people are still just on Blu-ray. Some people are still on just DVD. To each their own, though. But I think if you are a big cinephile and you want the best in picture and audio quality, 4K Ultra HD is the way to go. And the movie that convinced me was The Shallows. I remember watching that in Blu-ray. I'm a big fan of that one, Blake Lively in 4K, first off. But it's a great character-driven shark attack movie. The best shark attack movie since Jaws for me personally. Not everybody likes it, that's fine, to each their own again, but for me, I loved it. But I watched it in Blu-ray, and I really enjoyed it, and then I watched it in 4K, and I was blown away. Just the details, the clarity, just everything like that. And HDR is a big factor. That is something that is amazing for 4K Ultra HD, but let's go ahead and get into it. First up was E.T. Got this for 15 bucks. I think it's a great deal. I love the outer slipcase right there with the lenticular. You see that? That's pretty awesome. It's just a really nice release for a classic film. It's got a booklet in there. It's got the 4K. It's got the Blu-ray, digital, CD soundtrack, and collectible book. And this is the 35th anniversary edition, over 3 hours of bonus features. Go ahead and kind of give you an unboxing of it. There's the back of the J card, again, going over, synopsis, the special features, things like that. But here is the back of the packaging, the outer slipcase. Right there, E.T. Phone Home. And look at that beautiful lenticular cover right there. And then slides out like that. And you've got the booklet. And there's been so many different editions of E.T. I remember there was the edition with that, the spaceship right there. And I love seeing all that, all the, the promo stuff, and that is super cool. So I love the booklet. And I have a big E.T. gift set for a DVD edition forever ago, but it's nice to have this classic on 4K. And a lot of the older films can really benefit from the 4K treatment, even more so than some of the newer ones. This is the soundtrack right there from John Williams. And there is the 4K. And there's the 4K and Blu-ray disc respectively. And I like that it has unique artwork for each disc. So fantastic packaging for this classic film on 4K and a great price point for it too. I'm really surprised at the price point for a lot of the 4Ks being as low as it is, especially for these classics that I feel like people will buy anytime at a higher price, because again, they are all-time classics. E.T., Jaws, Apocalypse Now. I feel like 20 bucks, even at 20 bucks, I feel like is a low price point, but for them going down to 10 bucks, 15 bucks, instant purchase. So, but it's great that they're doing that. I'm not I'm not displeased with that. I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. Nice outer slipbox, slipcase. So all kinds of goodies right there. Beautiful edition for this classic movie. I remember as a little kid watching this in the theaters and crying, and my parents have to take me out of the movie theater for it. I feel like that's a lot of kids though cried during this. It's some tragic stuff. E.T. Phone Home. But an all-time classic Spielberg movie, one that I grew up on, and very happy to have it on 4K. Let me know what your favorite childhood movie is. This isn't my all-time favorite, but I put it on my list of top 10 probably. Goonies would be on there, Princess Bride would be on there. There's a few different other ones. But let me know your all-time favorite childhood movie is. A lot of times those movies don't always hold up for me. I remember watching Drop Dead Fred and Walk Like a Man, were two ones I loved as a kid. Watching them now, they just don't hold up at all. I was like, what was I thinking? Granted, we were little kids, when we watched it, and we really enjoyed it. Next up is a really nice edition for Apocalypse Now. This is the Final Cut edition right here, and it's got 6 discs in here. And it's Apocalypse Now Final Cut, Apocalypse Now Redux, both on 4K Ultra HD, and then you got Apocalypse Now Final Cut and Redux on Blu-ray, and then you got special features on Blu-ray, and then Hearts of Darkness, Filmmakers Apocalypse on Blu-ray. I remember watching Hearts of Darkness in a film class forever ago, and that just blew my mind, all the information, everything that went into the making of this. I thought it was just a really good insight if you're a fan of the film. Apparently, I think Martin Sheen had a heart attack on his birthday in like the hotel room while they were filming this, and Lawrence Fishburne, I think it was like 17 when they were filming this too. There's a lot of interesting details and information in the Hearts of Darkness, so making of for it. I thought that was really intriguing, and excited to check this out. This was a great deal. I think I got this for like 15 bucks as well. I think it goes for 20 now, but it was on sale when I got it. And for a 6-disc set for one of the all-time classic war movies, you can't pass that up. 15 bucks, 20 bucks, whichever it is, even 20 bucks I think is a great deal. I recently got Jaws on 4K, and I got that for 10 bucks. I was blown away, and that had a nice lenticular cover for it as well. Some of these classics, I feel like I'm shocked when they go that low, because I feel like 20 bucks all day. They're classics, and they're on 4K. This one in particular, you know, you got the Digipack edition right here, where it's got, you know, it's got the digital copy as well, the Blu-rays, the 4Ks, again, a 6-disc set, and again, the digital copy too. I ended up selling the digital copy. I can't remember how much it was, but I want to say it was like 8 bucks. So that's pretty awesome. I got this for super cheap for selling the digital copy. And people always ask me, where do you sell your digital copies? Facebook groups. There's also Blu-ray.com, there's forums on there, but there's a ton of different places to sell. So, you know, I never use my digital copies. I can't say never, but very, very few times, only like a handful of times. The majority, I'm physical media all the way. So I end up usually selling the digital copy when I get a release, you know, to kind of recoup some of the expenses. For this one, you know, this is essentially half the price was the digital copy. So I'm really happy for that. I think that's just an insanely great deal. And one thing I do want to say is the packaging for Apocalypse Now, the final cut, I don't love it. It needed to have an outer slipcase or, you know, slip cover or something because, you know, first off, the J card, I feel like a lot of times I like to keep the J card. You know, it has technical information and sometimes scenes and talks about, you know, the special features and things like that, but it's kind of hard to keep that in this Digipack design. You have to fold it and, you know, kind of flops open, you know, it doesn't always sit just right. So, I mean, if you have it on the shelf, but if you have it, you know, when you're taking it out, sometimes the digital copy will just fall out. So I feel like it needed a outer slip cover or slip case or something like that. But again, that's me nitpicking. I do like the artwork choice though. So that is nice. It almost has a, you know, a foily kind of effect when it catches the light. So I do like that. But again, slipcase or slip cover would have been more appropriate for this release. Next up is Thor Ragnarok. This is the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. I ended up getting this for a great deal. This goes for 80 bucks right now on eBay, actually selling. Like I checked the sold, not just what people are asking. Sometimes people ask like 100 bucks. I think there's actually people asking for 100 bucks for this on eBay. And I actually saw one that sold for 100 bucks. So it's mind blowing, but it's selling for 80 bucks right now. It's out of print. It's crazy. I thought this was a really fun movie. I heard a lot of like negative reviews for this, like a lot of criticism, a lot of hate, and I was kind of shocked. It's like just a really entertaining, fun movie, and that's what you have to do. You have to have fun with it. All the comic book movies are popcorn entertainment, and this definitely exemplifies that. I thought it was a lot of fun, and that's what these movies are supposed to be. Yes, there's some drama and some darker ones, especially like Nolan's, you know, Dark Knight trilogy. But this is just a more, you know, popcorn entertainment, all-out action fun. Great comedic moments in here too. I love when he's fighting the Hulk. The Hulk is awesome in here. And then there's the one character who's actually voiced by the director in here, Taika Waititi. And I know I'm just butchering that, but a great New Zealand director. He did Jojo Rabbit, Hunt for the Wilder People, and then What We Do in the Shadows, which is one of my favorite modern horror comedies. Great vampire comedy movie, kind of like you know, Lost Boys essentially meet the real world. Vampire take on the real world, essentially. But yeah, this has debossing for the title right there. There's the back, and there we go. And I like the rock creature in here. It's like a rock, like, I can't remember, that's the one that's voiced by the director in here too. I can't remember the name of it right now, but that character was awesome. And it's just, again, the humor in here. I like the supporting cast. You know, Thor having to fight, he's trapped on this planet, and kind of like a gladiator-esque right there, and then there's the Gladiator Hulk. But just a really fun, entertaining movie, and I don't understand the hate for this movie. It's just kind of shocked me to see the negative reviews for it. It's pure entertainment. You know, it's on a lower scale. It's not, you know, the Avengers. It's not Infinity War or anything like that. But it's a fun ride. And next up is another Best Buy exclusive 4K Steelbook, and this is Saving Private Ryan. I love, you know, kind of like that artillery kind of packaging right there, artillery casing. And this to me is one of the greatest war films of all time. Let me know what your favorite war film of all time is. Let me take this plastic off in here. I intended to do like standalone unboxing reviews for these, and just I never did. So forgive me on that, but I love the gloss to it right there, just a nice sheen to it. This to me just blew me away when I saw it. Instantly one of my favorite war movies. It's still, every time I watch it I get goosebumps. It's amazing, the cast in here, the drama, the action sequences, phenomenal. Some of the best cinematography for a war movie ever as well. So that's one that I'm very happy to have. And again, the 4K Steelbook, there you go. And I'll go ahead and show you, it does have interior artwork right there. And I definitely prefer when the Steelbooks have interior artwork. It feels like a complete package than when you get what you pay for. A lot of times some of the Steelbooks that are some of the cheaper ones, they don't. Even some of the more expensive ones don't have interior artwork. And I'm like, come on, give me the full deal here, you know? If I'm paying this much money. I'll go ahead and show you the Thor Ragnarok as well. And the interior, which it does have interior. It's got the 4K and the Blu-ray disc in here. And that is an awesome. I'm glad that I show this to you. This is, you'd want to see this. If I was me, I'd want to see that shot. That's awesome. Look at that. Oh, how can people hate this movie? I don't know. It just blows my mind. But again, just thinking about it, it's just pure entertainment. It's exactly what this movie set out to do. I feel like it was self-aware. It knew what it was going to be. And, you know, Thor has to save Asgard. I like the casting in here, too. I thought that was awesome. You could see some of the back on there. There's Anthony Hopkins, you know, Odin, and you can see all the different Loki, all the different characters in there. And again, I'm looking forward to seeing more from the director too, Taiki Waititi. Forgive my butchering of the name, but some really good New Zealand films coming out recently, and he's a big part of that. I haven't seen the TV show What We Do in the Shadows, but again, I love the movie. I've heard great things about the TV show. I should check that out. Let me know if you've seen it. But again, for me, the film is just one of my favorite recent horror comedy movies. And there's been a whole bunch of the Best Buy exclusive 4K Ultra HD Steelbooks, and you know, a bunch of different 4K Steelbooks in general. Let me know if you have any 4K Ultra HD Steelbooks. There's so many out there. I like the unique artwork a lot of times. So I kind of have to fight the urge to pick up more of them, especially for films that I already own. I got to stop double dipping. You know, it's hashtag collector problems. But I thought this one is just a beautiful look to the design for it. So, and a great film. I had to get this one, and I love the look to the Steelbook for it. Next up is Braveheart, an all-time classic. Again, Mel Gibson, personal life. You know, he may not be the greatest person, but he is an amazing actor and director. I really liked Bloodfather, which I thought was kind of underrated, and Get the Gringo, and then Dragged Across Concrete. I feel like all of those were a bit underrated, or great performances from him. He was also in a movie, Force of Nature, which I thought he was the best part of that movie too. Emil Hirsch was in that, a few other recognizable people. But I think he's a phenomenal director, and Apocalypto is one of my all-time favorite movies. But Braveheart, is also one of my all-time favorite movies, just an absolute classic. William Wallace, and just there's so many memorable scenes and moments in here. Phenomenal. Let me know what your favorite Mel Gibson acted movie and directed movie is. Mel Gibson, of course, directed this one too, and he recently directed Hacksaw Ridge, which is a phenomenal war movie. Talking about war movies, it all ties together right there. But yeah, that actually had really great cinematography too, one of the better ones for cinematographer for a war film, along with Saving Private Ryan. Hacksaw Ridge, I would highly recommend the heck out of that one. Super bloody, phenomenal acting and cinematography. Vince Vaughn was great in Hacksaw Ridge too. I was really surprised. He can pull off, you know, comedic all the time, but dramatic roles too. So he was good in that one. So I definitely recommend the heck out of Hacksaw Ridge. I'm looking forward to seeing what Mel Gibson directs in the future. Next up is Gladiator, and to me, again, Thor Ragnarok is like Marvel Gladiator, essentially. But Russell Crowe, this was, back in the day, Russell Crowe, this was one of the, for me, he's done a lot of great films. Let me know your favorite Russell Crowe movies, but for me, it's got to be Gladiator. He's been around for a long time. I remember watching him back when he was still doing films in Australia. Some of Us is one that was a really good dramatic performance from him, but he did a bunch back then before he came over here. And a couple ones that I think are underrated that I personally really enjoy. A Good Year, he's taking over like a vineyard, and then a really good dramatic one there too, and just beautifully shot. That's one thing I remember about it. But Cinderella Man is another one. Great cinematography, but a great boxing movie too, about a boxer from the 30s. A great kind of a comeback story. I remember seeing that one in the theaters as well. Makes me remember that I need to pick that up on Blu-ray. I remember getting rid of the DVD for that and meaning to upgrade the Blu-ray, and I just remember I don't have that, so I got to get that. Cinderella Man, though, really good performance from him. A Beautiful Mind and LA Confidential are two other ones right around this time frame too, I believe, that really kind of showcased his acting talents. And here, he's showcasing his acting and his action that he can do too. He's kicking butt. And Unhinged is the new one with him in it, and that looks crazy. It looks like it's going to have some palpable tension. He kind of looks like John Goodman a little bit from the trailer that I saw. Caught me off guard a bit, but definitely a very talented actor who's been around for a long time. He's done some great blockbuster movies, but a lot of great dramatic performances too. And the whole cast in here was really good. You've got Joaquin Phoenix, who's come a long way. This is from Ridley Scott, and so many amazing scenes in here too. Both of these ones are just really dramatic, poetic, heartfelt, tragically beautiful as well. Great cinematography, and just ones that stay with you long after viewing. All-time modern classics right there. Classic Russell Crowe too. And then next up is Grease. I'm not the biggest musical fan, and I want to revisit this one to give it a fair chance, because again, musicals probably my least favorite genre. I know this is like one of the all-time classics, and it's been like since I was a kid since I've seen this. So I'm going to revisit this one. This is the 40th anniversary. Bunch of new bonus features right there. Let me know what your favorite musical is of all time. Next up is A Quiet Place, and John Travolta. The cast in here was really good too. Olivia Newton-John, Stockard Channing, a few Frankie Avalon, of course, too. But yeah, just a bunch of people in here. And yeah, the sequel to, I remember that one. And, John Travolta. Let me know what your favorite John Travolta movie is. I think for me, I grew up on a lot of his, even, Welcome Back, Kotter, the TV series. I grew up on a lot of films from him. So even some of his newer stuff, some people might not like a lot of his newer ones, but I think he's still a great actor. And he's one of my favorites. So let me know your favorite John Travolta movie too. Next up is A Quiet Place, which this one really shocked me. This is one of those ones where people were actually being quiet while watching the movie, which I feel like is kind of a rarity, especially like in a theater setting. So it's kind of nice. But that's the whole idea or the concept here. There's these creatures that if you make a sound, they will kill you. And they don't really talk about it too much, but from what you gather, you're thinking they're more like aliens. But they could have been some creatures that lived in the center of the earth crawling out. You don't know yet. There's going to be a follow-up, a sequel, which initially I thought it was going to be a prequel, but from what I'm hearing now, it's a sequel. But they're going to have flashbacks and talk about a lot of the stuff that happened before this film. But this one really surprised me. John Krasinski, acts here, directs here too, and he acts with his real life wife, Emily Blunt, and I thought they were great on here. And I think he's a wide, he shows he can do a wide array of roles. From Jim from The Office, and then I've seen him do a bunch of things, like a lot of like rom-coms and stuff like that, some drama. But to see him do some more action stuff going on now, and now he's doing horror as well. I thought this was really well done. Great cinematography here, great directing, great writing, acting, some good tension all throughout, very palpable. I love the waterfall scene, and then the truck scene. If I'm going to be critical, the way that the ending plays out, little things here and there I could have changed there, but that's just me nitpicking essentially. But overall, I really enjoyed the heck out of this one. It was a nice surprise. I heard a lot of hype for it. I wasn't sure if it was going to live up to it, but it definitely did for me. I don't think it necessarily needs a sequel, but it's money. And I don't believe John Krasinski's in the sequel except for like flashbacks. But again, well, I don't, because I'm saying, obviously if you've seen the movie, but also, if they're going to do flashbacks, I wonder how that's going to work with, because I don't think he really is back for it. I mean, maybe they had scenes from this movie that they cut that they can use in the sequel where they're showing flashbacks, because he would have to be in that. I imagine. Next up is Bumblebee, which this surprised me. I'm not a big fan of the Transformers franchise. It's comic book action stuff, just popcorn entertainment, and but sometimes the visual effects and all that, it's a bit much. It's a little bit overwhelming. It's it's not my favorite kind of stuff. So I'm picky when it comes to that. Like, I like some of the comic book movies, but the Transformer movies, it's so much is going on so quickly. I don't know. It kind of feels like, I don't want to be a jerk, but it kind of feels like it's movies for people with ADD, and ADHD. It's just like so much is going on one after other. It's like, oh my gosh, give me a breather. Can we have a little bit of I don't even want to say dramatic pacing, but just some more appropriate pacing where it's just not all out continual action like this. It's action overload. The CG effects, all the action sequences can be a bit much. This one though, I liked a lot. It's the 80s setting. And actually, Paramount sent me a VHS copy of this. It was like a promo copy, which was only sent to reviewers. So that was pretty cool and very fitting for the movie, since it was, takes place in the 80s. And Bumblebee was always my favorite character of Transformers. So let me know who your favorite Transformers character is, and if you're a fan of the franchise. I'm not trying to hate on it. It is what it is for those kind of films, but they're not my particular favorite. But this is one of my favorites of the franchise. So definitely happy to add this one to the collection. Again, great visuals here, great CGI and effects like that. And then I like the lead actor. John Cena's in here too, but I like the lead actress in here. This has like a comic book. She's been around for a while, Haley Steinfeld. But I remember when she was in the remake of True Grit. And I thought that was actually an amazing performance. She was younger there, and I think she's a great actress. I've seen her in a bunch of things. I would like to see her do some more serious roles. I think she's very talented. And again, when she was in True Grit, that blew me away for a younger child actress like that. I'm kind of picky when it comes to child actors. I was like, a lot of people praise the roles, but I don't know. It takes a really strong performance to impress me from that kind of stuff, and it did with her for me in True Grit. And next up is Uncle Drew. This was like the commercials, and they decided to make the movie of it. Kyrie Irving was doing all the commercials for Uncle Drew, and it really picked up and took off. And I like the whole cast here. It was fun. There's a lot of they have the makeup and stuff to make them look older. Kyrie, Shaq. You also have Lisa Leslie in here, Chris Webber, Reggie Miller, and you've got a Lil Rel in here, and then Nick Kroll. I love Nick Kroll in this. He was so good. But this was a lot of fun. It makes me think, like, I wish certain movies had at least a Blu-ray release. There's some basketball movies like Rebound, The Legend of Earl the Goat Manigault, which is one of my all-time favorite sports movies, has Don Cheadle in it. But that doesn't even have a Blu-ray release, so that definitely needs it. And then there's Heaven is a Playground is another one. And Blue Chips. Blue Chips is a great William Friedkin, Nick Nolte, Shaq's in there too. That's a great basketball movie and doesn't have a Blu-ray release and definitely needs one. But this is a fun one, and it's I believe they're at Rucker Park, and they get the old crew together to win the tournament. And Nate Robinson's in here too. And there's a lot of drama here, and they talk about what happened back in the day when they kind of broke up. And the interpersonal relationships there and the interactions, I definitely like that. But my favorite is Lil Rel and Nick Kroll, how they interact there. But I like the basketball aspects a lot. Some really good moves there, showcasing that, the shooting and things of that nature. If you're a fan of basketball and basketball movies, you'll definitely appreciate that. And some good comedy in here throughout. Next up is Punisher and Punisher Warzone. I'd like to see John Barenthal in a Punisher movie. He's in the Punisher TV series that was on before, that's now no longer existent on Netflix. But he was great in that role, and I think it would be cool to see him in a Punisher movie. And they've got the 4K releases right here. Why not release Dolph Lundgren's Punisher on 4K? Why not? That was cheesy action entertainment back in the day. These ones are much darker. I was really surprised with Warzone. The lead actor in here, Ray Stevenson, was intense, and some just crazy all-out action packed shootout scenes, some good drama elements here too. But for me, this one definitely plays up the dramatic elements a bunch more. You definitely feel for the character played by Thomas Jane, and then John Travolta plays a good villainous character. Again, John Travolta, I actually really like when he plays a villainous character, and I wish he would do so more often. But yeah, both of these are I think, really good takes on the Punisher. This one is more about, I feel like, the action and the shooting scenes and things of that nature. This one has more of the dramatic elements, but also has that too. Kevin Nash has a brief scene in here, but definitely enjoy those ones. Next up is the Jack Ryan 5 film collection from Tom Clancy. I remember reading some of the Tom Clancy novels when I was younger. But yeah, you've got Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit, Sum of All Fears, Clear and Present Danger, Patriot Games, and Hunt for Red October. I haven't seen Shadow Recruit, but I've seen all of the other ones. And it's been a while since I've seen most of these, but I'm definitely looking forward to checking it out. Shadow Recruit is the newest one, and I think it has Chris Pine in there. God, the text is so minuscule in here, I can't even read it. But I believe that's Chris Pine right there, and that's one I'm definitely looking forward to checking out because I haven't seen it, but I'm looking forward to revisiting all of these ones too. I remember watching Sum of All Fears in the movie theater. Hunt for Red October is one I've always enjoyed. I like the cast a lot there. There's Sean Connery. But yeah, all these ones are just great films dealing with, action and espionage and terrorism and things of that nature. So I'm definitely looking forward to revisiting these ones. Harrison Ford, Alec Baldwin, Ben Affleck. Yeah, Chris Pine. Okay, yeah, Chris Pine is in here. And yeah, so, if you like all those kind of, espionage, CIA, terrorism, things like that, these are definitely movies worth checking out. And I'm excited to revisit the ones I've seen and then check out Shadow Recruit. And I like this, how it comes in the big case like that as well. I'll go ahead and show you. There's the slip cover, and then it comes with a digital copy, and then the swing tray right there. So you've got the 4Ks, and then you've got the Blu-rays. So I like the swing tray a lot. It's something simplistic. Not all of them have that though. Some sets will have stacked discs, and I hate that. So swing tray is the way to go for multi-disc sets like that. Next up is Van Wilder. I don't know if this necessarily needed a 4K release, but I do love the heck out of this movie. It is raunchy and crazy. This is the unrated version. Ryan Reynolds, I've been a big fan of him for a long time. I think he was great for Deadpool, perfect casting there. But I remember him way back in the TV show, Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. That was such a fun one. I remember back then I was just thinking, like, this guy should be a star. And now he is. It's been a while. He's been around for a long time. Let me know what your favorite Ryan Reynolds movie is. I feel like Deadpool is going to be kind of the favorite right there. Understandably so, but this was a fun one. Waiting is another one that I really enjoyed comedic-wise, but he's done a lot of great films that I've enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to revisiting this one. You've got Tara Reid in here. You've got a bunch of recognizable people supporting cast-wise. I'm trying to remember, you've got Tim Matheson. I'm trying to remember, this guy was in like MTV, I can't remember his name right now. And then you've got Cal Penn in a small role. It's not Puck, I know Puck, but Tech, maybe his name was something like that. I can't remember right now, but that was like his friend in the Bulldog. It was crazy, but yeah, this one has some really over-the-top, ridiculous scenes. Again, toilet humor, raunchy, but a fun time. And next up is Downsizing, and they actually sent me as like a little promo item, a little package right there. And this is how, like if you get like a review copy of something, it comes in a package like that. But in here, they sent me like mini edition right there of Downsizing, like a little 4K of it, like the size of like a USB drive, and then like like the press sheets and information and stuff like that, what you would get. So I think that was a nice little added touch. I know that was kind of funny. I really enjoyed the first half of Downsizing, and then the second half, not so much. The first half was all about the concept of, being downsized, and, everything is so much cheaper. That's like the big draw. There's the saltines right there. I think that's great. Everything is on a smaller scale. Housing is cheaper, food is cheaper, just everything. So you can shrink down to 5 inches tall. And it's him and his wife, Kristen Wiig. They're going to do it. And then Kristen Wiig backs out the last minute. Really good supporting cast here, too. This is the part that I really didn't like. This character right here, where she gets involved. There's like she's kind of like a political character in a way. And it kind of takes a bit of a left-hand turn with that aspect in here. You're Christoph Waltz. And then Hong Chow, I believe, is the actress right there. So, you know, they're essentially trying to do that, change their lives and go to the downsized community. You know, it changes their whole life. And then, you know, once his wife backs out, he kind of, you know, is trying to find his own life and figure everything out, because you can't really undo it. And then, you know, he meets this character who kind of changes his life, and he gets involved with her and helping her and things of that nature. And again, there's some politics involved, and I kind of felt like I didn't really like it going that direction. I would have liked to have seen it go a little bit more straightforward with his life and trying to figure himself out and things like that. And Matt Damon was really good in this character. It was a relatable role, and I think he's a great actor. Has come a long way from Good Will Hunting. How you like them apples? Let me know what your favorite Matt Damon movie is. I feel like that's going to be one of the top ones, but he was great in Martian too. I think he's really good in roles where it's like a kind of a character-driven role. I feel like he's kind of an everyman. But Ford vs. Ferrari was a newer film, excellent there. And also Saving Private Ryan, which I just showed. He was in there. So, yeah, he was Private Ryan. That's who they had to save. Departed is another one too. Even when he doesn't play, you know, the good guy per se, he does the role very convincingly. So this is another one where I felt like his performance definitely helped the film. I almost kind of would have liked to have seen this be more of a comedic film. There are comedic aspects all throughout, but, you know, a little bit more heavy-handed, straightforward with it, instead of, you know, like I said, the second half was a tonal shift. But I still think it was enjoyable overall, but I definitely prefer the first half of the movie more so. And next up is Terminator Genesis. Way better than Dark Fate, in my opinion, which I think that was like the worst movie of the franchise, but a lot of people were loving that one and saying it was one of the best sequels, which blows my mind. I hated Dark Fate. I thought that was by far the worst, everything from top to bottom, except for Linda Hamilton. And then even, you know, Arnold, he was in there too. Those were the two best parts, just Linda Hamilton and then Arnold back again for that role. But besides that, I didn't like anything about it. I take that back. Some of the visuals and stuff like that, but that's to be expected with any of these movies. Even if you don't necessarily love the movies, you can appreciate the CG and visual effects and action fight sequences, but the storyline, ugh. This one to me, again, not great, but still better and still enjoyable. Enough for, you know, good sci-fi action entertainment. All these movies, you know, all the timelines and the things that happen, I feel like it's constantly changing. Again, T2, one of the greatest sequels of all time. I even like Terminator 3. A lot of people don't, but I enjoy that one. But let me know what your favorite sequel is for Terminator, besides Terminator 2, of course. I like Salvation too. A lot of people don't like Salvation. I like Salvation a lot, actually. This to me would be the second worst in the franchise. Dark Fate, again, being the absolute worst. But I was blown away by some of the positive reviews, like a ton of praiseworthy reviews for that one, saying it was the best sequel in the franchise. It was just like, but yeah, again, you know, it's got a good cast, it's got good visuals. You know, if you like these movies, it's the same kind of idea and concept, kind of getting rehashed, a little bit of a new spin here and there. But I'm looking forward to revisiting this one. It's been a while since I've been a while, but not really. But since it came out, 2015, it seems like it's been a while now. But yeah, I remember enjoying it for what it was. And so there you go. And I'm expecting some really good visuals here too, you know, on the HDR especially. But there you go. Those are the 16 pickups. If you've seen any of these, definitely let me know what you think of them, and let me know which one of these is your favorite. And let me know what your favorite comic book movie is as well. I was talking about Thor Ragnarok. It's not my favorite, but, you know, again, I just appreciate it for what it is. I was surprised with the negative reviews for that one, but there we go. Leave me those comments down below, and I hope everybody is doing well. Take care.